Just inside the 18, and there's the reason why. Drives it just up to midfield. Bernstein couldn't keep that one on. Plenty of time remaining. Jackson on top 1-0, but we have 2:50 left in the third quarter. And it looks like it's a push called. It's going to go against Jackson. Santa Guida will take it, number 15.
See if they go short again or go long. It looks like they have to go long. Nobody's back here to help him.
This time they do go long. Tybal heads it out. Isaacson out wide. Hugh Miller couldn't get to it. The sideline, Dave, very close to the benches on the sideline here, and that's dangerous. You could see Hugh Miller had to kind of jump over the bench.
And Hugh Miller is coming off a leg injury anyway, so he should be very careful over there and find himself out for a few more games. A nice move.
And that'll be a trip against Jackson, so let's see what Brick does with the restart. They haven't had too many of them, but it's a good opportunity, all from about 28 yards.
Looks like he's planning to flight it right into the area, try and get it on someone's head.
They go far post, up in the air, and saved by Gillis. Got to flight that one a little higher if you're going to take that one. Give your guys time to really get up in the air and run onto it. Cooper was there, but Gillis beat him to it. Look at that punt. Facette, nice move. Isaacson has it taken away. That time, Dave, Jackson really bunched it up in the middle.
They weren't helping each other out at all. They're somebody gets the ball on their foot and they turn around, there's no place to go. Everybody's standing right next to each other.
One of the few times that Sean Lewis hasn't drawn the defender out wide from that right wing position. Sepsic has it taken away.
But Tommy Andrews checking back again.
Good marking over there by Servino. He's done a good job against Hugh Miller today. 30 seconds left, third quarter. Jackson trying to hold on to the 1-0 lead. Andrews back to Hugh Miller, 20 seconds. Little unintentional bump, but a trip it was, so Brick will get it at midfield with 7 seconds. I doubt if we'll even get this one off. 3, 2, 1. And there it is. The third quarter, according to the scoreboard, is over. There it is. The referees see it. Third quarter is history. There's the story. Jackson leading Brick by the score of 1-0. Stay with us. We'll be back with more right after this. Quarter. Welcome back to Brick High School. There you can see it. Jackson on top 1-0. The final 20 minutes to go. Both teams have met earlier in the season. It was a 2-1 victory for Jackson. And Brick on their home field with a record of 4-2. They need this victory. Jackson at 7-1, leading the A South Division of the Shore Conference. And we're certainly happy to be here with a lot of the inclement weather we've had lately. We had a number of games canceled and rained out, but next week at this time on TV 34, we'll have CBA taking on Manalapan or the Neptune Freehold Township match for you. We hope you'll be with us for that one. Either one, whichever one we're able to cover. With me is Dave Schofield, former assistant coach, longtime assistant at St. Rose. And Dave, this is your first year out of it. I know you've retired about 15 times at St. Rose. You keep coming back. How's it feel being off the sideline?
It's great.
It's nice to hear someone finally admit that. Most guys say how much they miss it.
Nah. This is more fun, believe me.
This is Clark on a run. but loses control, intercepted. Was taken away by Ken Farnsworth. Clark brings it back. Bad hop.
Real quiet quarter, the third quarter, Bob. We registered one shot on goal for each team during that third quarter.
Lafredo got it to Zielinski. And off the line was Chris Gillis. Nice build up that time. With Brick trailing at 1-0, Dave, fourth quarter, any tactical changes you would make if you were Rich Finnerty, the Brick Township coach?
The only thing I would mention, Bob, is what you mentioned earlier in the game. They just got to stop with their lateral build-up and start a forward build-up. Push the ball up to the offensive third and then start pushing people through or start taking people on, getting your shots a little closer in than 25, 26 yards out.
Well, the one advantage, Dave, if you do go with that build-up in midfield, particularly if you're squaring it across, that's very effective. If you do shoot someone from the back, you send a defender through as you're squaring it across, and then you knock it forward. He's generally unmarked, particularly in high school. The maturity of the defenders isn't quite there where they can pick that type of a move up. Of course, it takes a pretty smart player to read that and to make that kind of a run.
The Jackson defenders, whenever the ball changes hands, do tend to drop back very quickly, too. And with a one-goal lead, they're going to drop back even quicker.
Quicker and quicker for, hopefully, for Jackson for the next 17 minutes and 48 seconds. That's what remains. Of course, Brick hopes the opposite. They want to at least get one in, send it into overtime. In high school, you play 2 10-minute overtimes. Offside was the call. They're going to bring it back. Interesting one there. I didn't quite see that one. Yes, that is a dangerous play. Joe Rebecki whistles it off. Good call by Rebecki. The foot went up, and I kind of waited for the whistle. I was sure he would call it. He finally did, and Brick ended up putting the ball into the net, but it does not count. Can't. That dangerous play, particularly inside the area where it's congested, the officials really have to be on it because it can be dangerous if you don't get that foot up. As number 6, Scott Bernsteel comes back in. If you get that foot up generally above the waist is the way most of the officials interpret it. You don't want anybody to get hit in the face or anything with that foot. That's Bernsteel there. The clock is stopped at 16:34. There's the story. Jackson leading at 1-0. I'm not sure what the problem is.
I think we're missing an extra soccer ball here or something. They're waiting till they have a backup. We're missing a ball boy to run the lines. Or girl, I'm sorry, ladies.
Ball person?
Ball person. I'll catch grief for that when I get home.
Okay, well, there goes our ball girl, far side of the field. That's what we've been waiting for. And now we shall resume action. 16:34 left. Jackson 1, Brick nothing. And number 15, Santa Guida, knocks that one into touch. Jackson with the throw in. The only goal of the match scored by Tommy Andrews at 9:34 of the second quarter, assisted by Weinstein. Here comes Andrews. He looks for some help, heels it back. That time it didn't work. Expecting Isaacson to make the run. He didn't read it. Brick goes the other way. Mike Tybal. Now, that's an unusual play. The other ball, which was not in play, was out on the field, and the one that was in play actually hit it, so that'll be a drop ball.
Perfect example of why we need ball persons. If we had persons, that ball wouldn't be laying there by itself.
That's right. Of course, you play in a lot of countries, they only have one ball. They just hold it up till they chase it down. Here comes Lafredo. European professional soccer, only one ball is used. Goes in the stands, they throw it out.
And the clock does not stop.
That's right, for any reason. An injury, the clock doesn't stop. The official can add on time at the end to make up for the injury, but it's up to the referee. All kinds of little tidbits here, but this is Hugh Miller on the run, looking for goal number 2 for Jackson. They lead it 1-0. Hugh Miller cuts it with the right foot, doesn't get all of it, and an easy save for Neil Gilligan.
Bob, I think several times Brick has had an opportunity to counterattack quickly, and they've been just a little sluggish in getting people up the wings. I think that's what they have to do if they want to get this goal back. They've got a good counterattack if they get somebody up the wings to help out.
How many times in your life as a coach have you said that?
Like I said, it's a lot more fun being up here, Bob.
Probably in the thousands. We want those speedy wingers, and they've got to expect to score every time. This is Clark. Talk about some speed. Tees it up, lets it fly, but off the mark. Neil Gilligan will make the goal kick.
Better question might be, how many times as a player have you heard that?
Oh. Substitution in is number 1, Brian Longobardi.
That was interesting.
Ball just bounced past Andrews, then it bounced past 15, Isaacson. Hugh Miller, and he's hurt. He's holding his left ankle, I think. I don't know whether he twisted it or... I know he's had the injury. Hugh Miller still limps around. So we'll have to see if he's okay. Could be playing possum out there, too. It's been known to happen.
Limp for about 5 minutes. The next thing you know, he's a blur running past the fullback.
Clark gets it to Hugh Miller. Hugh Miller tried to cross it. It was blocked by number 2, Servino, and that'll be a corner kick for Jackson. 12 minutes, 47 seconds remaining in the match. Jackson leading it 1-0. You can see the son and goalkeeper Neil Gilligan's eyes, along with his defender number 20, Dave Palmer.
This could turn out to be a very dangerous bit of offense for Jackson.
Tough approach on the ball in the corner. You have to kick the ball downhill as the field slopes away from the kicker.
Run off the asphalt onto the field downhill.
And Hugh Miller was offside, but referee Carroll knew that it was going to roll to the keeper. Just played through it, told him to play on. Hugh Miller, he's taken down from the back. He didn't look injured, though, as he gathered that one in.
He's got the Jim Brown limp, I think.
Yeah. This free kick to be taken by Chris Parise with 11:20 left in the match. Flights it inside the box. Hugh Miller up in the air, can't get a head on it. Ball falls down, but a handball is the call. Ball came right down in front, but Hugh Miller actually, as he was falling, reached out and got a piece of the ball. Nice move there, kept on by Cassette. Andrews plays it back. That one was deflected. Let's see if they have... Oh, that'll be a goal kick. Looked like it was deflected.
Wonder if fatigue might not be a factor at this point. See a lot of traps missed, a lot of plays missed.
Substitution in for Brick. It's number 13, Joe Zielinski. Take a look at goalkeeper Neil Gilligan. This is Santaguida. Has it taken away. It's really turned into a midfield battle the last 10 minutes or so. Neither team really mounting too much of an attack. Sepsic tried to play it out wide. Played a little too wide, though. Jackson will get the throw in with 9:38 left. We are here at Brick Township High School. And we hope you're enjoying all the action. Again, our thanks to Jim Rochford, the athletic director at Brick. All of his cooperation setting this one up. It's a beautiful day for soccer, playing it on the football field here at the stadium, and so far the quality of play has been outstanding. Chris Parise flights that one a little shorter than the last one. Now it's Brick's turn. They've got to come out and get on the scoreboard. 8:55 left. They're looking to counterattack, but Jackson retreats quickly. That's been their trademark, Dave. We talked about it earlier. They're not afraid to run out there.
They work hard. They're just not allowing Brick that quick counterattack that they like to have. They get back quickly, they defend hard.
And that'll be a Brick throw-in. Hustling defensive play by Jeff Schwaninger. Lafredo with the throw. They go a little shorter. They try to flick it on. Lafredo. Got to start shooting the ball. A weak shot, but you got to turn and fire. Go to that far post. Hopefully someone will run onto it.
I don't think they're going to beat Gillis from there.
No, he's tough in there. Both goalkeepers, Gillis and Neil Gilligan for Brick, have been simply outstanding this afternoon. Not too many shots, but both of them have had to come up with 2 or 3 tough saves. That's Gilligan there. And this is Gillis. Longobardi. And again, the pass off the mark. Tried to get it to Lafredo. Had the right idea. And that's number 18 for Jackson. Sean Lewis was shaken up a minute or two ago. He looks like he's okay. Brick's still not sending their midfielders really inside that 18, Dave, at all.
No, and the forwards are really starting to press with almost 6.5 minutes left here.
Hugh Miller, good save. And that'll be a corner kick. Gilligan couldn't hold on to it, but Hugh Miller broke away up the left side, had almost no angle to shoot, and fired it into the midsection of Gilligan. Gilligan couldn't handle it. Corner kick. There he is, number 19, Mike Hugh Miller. A lot of people consider him to be one of the top players at the Shore this year.
Only a sophomore, too, Bob. These are both young teams. They start a fair number of sophomores and juniors.
6 minutes left in the match. Jackson 1, Brick nothing. Once you let it bounce, anything can happen. The keeper's off the line. Watch out here. Oh, tough job. Good ball. It was crossed. Actually, it was crossed by the defender.
Almost an unfortunate mistake for Jackson right there, and almost a very lucky capitalization on that mistake for Brick.
Scott Bernsteel had an almost impossible angle to shoot. Number 5 comes in for Brick. Pat Kearns. Number 6, Bernsteel, was on the far side. The ball was crossed by Jackson, and the position that Bernsteel was in, he just could not get a foot on it. It was an open net. And unfortunately for Brick, he couldn't quite knock it in, so it remains 1-0 with 5:05 left. That could be a dangerous play. Let's see. Could have gone either way, as Mike Tybalt actually ducked his head down, and the foul could have been called against him.
That's a real tough call for the official to make out there. Whether or not the player puts himself into danger or the opposing player puts him into danger.
Andrews, nice ball. Cut it back, but look at that. Great save by Gillis. Hugh Miller was there. I think you're right, Dave, on that call. Unless you're really sure, it's always going to go against the guy with the high foot.
Right.
And that's going to be a push against Jackson. 4:20 left. There's Hugh Miller, limping a little bit. Joe Rebecca, the official. Sean Lewis had it taken away, poked away by Palmer. 3:56, Jackson 1, Brick nothing. And that shot blocked by number 11, Facette. Lewis knocked it into touch. Palmer's pass intercepted. Isaacson. Andrews tries to run it down, but taken away by Santaguida. Santaguida turns it upfield.
Nice little move there.
Clark. Facette. Hugh Miller, he's onside. And good save. Gillis off the line. Hugh Miller was on, and it looks like Gillis is shaken up. Boy, that's tough. The keeper comes out like that. They don't want to stop the game because once they stop it, you have to leave the game. You hate to pull a goalkeeper in that situation. But also, time a factor, 2:35. And they are going to stop it now as goalkeeper, Neil Gilligan is shaken up. It was a breakaway, Dave, with Hugh Miller, and Hugh Miller just tried to poke it past Gilligan. Rich Finnerty, the head coach for Brick, was out there. And just one of those things that happens sometimes. You get caught in a position, a naked position, you're defenseless, and that's what happened to Gilligan that time.
Well, one of a couple things may have happened. The ball may have hit him hard. He may have twisted his leg. He may just have come through and landed on Hugh Miller's foot when he came through on the save. At any rate, it was a tremendous save by Gilligan.
Let's take a look at it again right here. He was hurt, I think, on the original save because he kind of limped after it as he tried to crawl after the ball, but he was hurting then, and you can see right there that Neil Gilligan is shaken up. Rich Finnerty comes off the field for Brick. So they will have to replace him. So as they get the substitution all set up, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. The new goalkeeper is Doug Meyer, replacing Neil Gilligan. And Dave, when Meyer came on the field, he looked like he was limping pretty noticeably.
He didn't look real healthy either. But I guess he's healthier than Gilligan in this situation. They had to take Gilligan out.
It'll be interesting to see if they're going to try to get Gilligan back in or not. Rich Finnerty just motioning to his team to pull it up, so they're going to really try to push it up and take some chances to equalize. They trail at 1-0 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the match.
At this point, it doesn't matter a whole lot whether you lose by 2 goals or 1 goal. You're going to lose, so you might as well push more people into the offense. They might have done that a little earlier.
Minute 51 left. You never know. It's really tough to pinpoint when to do it, because if you do it too early, you know, you don't want to let the other team get up 2-0. I think if you have any more than 3 minutes, watch out there. Bodies flying all over. And they're going to give it to Brick. But 3 minutes or so, I think, is about the time. And before that, I think mainly it should be the midfielders becoming more aggressive offensively. Defenders still have to defend. Oh, that almost a handball. Joe Rebecki says play on. Good call. Good no call, actually. Andrews.
This could be trouble here unless Santa Guida gets over to it.
And that's going to be a push against Hugh Miller. But that was a good no call by Joe Rebecki. One of the Jackson defenders fell, and his arm hit the ball as he fell, but certainly unintentional when you're tripped or you fall down.
He slipped down there like everybody else has been doing today.
More than once I've seen that type of a play result in a penalty kick, and you really hate to see it because you give away a PK. That's pretty much a goal.
Joe Rebecki's a very good official. And,
okay, well, Jackson has to hold on for another 30 seconds. That's all that remains, and they'll take their time on the free kicks, and it looks like Jackson's going to hang on to the 1-0 victory. And Dave, while we have a few seconds, I'd like to thank you for being with us. It's been a real pleasure, and nice to have you with us, and I'm sure you'll be back coaching at St. Rose within another year or so.
You a betting man, Bob?
No, can't do that. I'm an educator. That's not allowed.
Don't bet on it. You let me do too many of these, I'll never go back.
That's fun, isn't it?
Well, that's it. Very well played, even game. Jackson got the break. Jackson got the goal. That's the final score, 1-0.
Tough break for Brick. Brick loses it by the score of 1-0. Jackson's 1 goal scored by Tommy Andrews, and a tainted goal, actually, because it looked like the Brick defender might just catch up to knock it away, but he couldn't quite get there, and it was just tipped in there. You can see the team records now. Jackson moves to 8-1-0 on the season. They hold on to their A South lead in the Shore Conference. Brick Township falls to 4-3 on the season. And don't forget, we hope you'll be with us next week. We'll have either CBA against Manalapan or Neptune taking on the Freehold Township Patriots on our high school soccer match of the week. So be with us for that one. That's Sunday at 7 p.m. Again, the final score, Jackson 1, Brick 0. For Dave Schofield, I'm Bob Lampinen. Thanks very much for being with us. This has been a TV 34 sports presentation.